Oh, hi there. Didn't see ya. Welcome back to the Split Screen Media podcast here on St. Patrick's Day. This is episode 22. And with us, as always, is my beautiful co-host, Chris Blankenship.
Hi, everybody.
And with us again is our very good friend of the show, Seabass. This is turning into a Scottish accent.
I swear to God, I didn't steal your Lucky Charms.
This is the worst intro ever. How are you doing tonight, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, that accent just made my night. I don't think it get better than this.
I sometimes I feel like I can start really well with accents and then they just crash and burn about halfway through because it changes. Like it'll turn a little bit more like English, like kind of like the John Boyega, like attack the block kind of thing.
Yeah, because I mean, you can only mimic as much as you've heard, so it's hard to make up like say words you haven't heard in that accent. So it's
yeah,
really
exactly.
hard to, like, synthesize that shit.
Like if I'm just going like, oh, that's you know, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as I have to start saying actual words, it messes up. So yeah, in case you guys didn't get that from everything I just did, it's St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. My first question: how do you guys like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Because it's not really like, you know, besides getting super drunk, it's not really a celebrated holiday in terms of like putting up decorations and doing that kind of thing. So what do you guys normally do?
I don't really celebrate it that much. I mean, I've done like Irish car bombs in the past. I'm not into like the whole wearing green thing. I tried Irish potatoes for the first time this year, which are fucking amazing.
Aren't those just potatoes?
You uncultured. Oh my God.
No, they're like a coconut like cream cinnamon treat. They look like potatoes, but they're like, it's like coconut on the inside and then cinnamon on the outside.
Okay. Seabass, what about you? You just drink?
I just drink, but I always drink, so it's like
It's just
every day.
Another Wednesday.
Yeah, just another Wednesday.
But it's with green beer.
Right. No,
I
exactly.
don't even have green beer.
Just get some food coloring. You'll be good.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably celebrate. I mean, I think you guys will be the judge of this, but I celebrate pretty traditionally. Like, you know, my potato farmer famine ancestors did, but I listen to the Dropkick Murphys and Flogging Molly, and I drink a Shamrock Shake, you know, exactly like they did.
Yeah, exactly like they did.
Those hundreds, thousands of years ago? I don't know how long it was.
Connor, I have to debate your Shamrock Shake because I went and I got a vanilla milkshake, and that is way better than the Shamrock Shake.
You know, this year, if you had told me that last year, I would have said, go fuck yourself. But I had it again this year, and I kind of agree with you.
I've had like 3 or 4 this year, and I went and got a vanilla milkshake like this past weekend, and adding the Shamrock flavor or whatever the fuck it is when they pump that shit in there ruins it.
Yeah, it is. It's a little too. The one I had last year, the peppermint was like pretty subtle. Like it was just a little bit of peppermint flavoring in there, but this is like the whole thing. Like it tastes like a very like an even stronger version of like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
So that's what they did. They just fucking took a scoop of mint ice cream and just threw it in there, mixed it up a little, threw it in the microwave and said, hey, here you go.
Threw in the microwave.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's McDonald's. Who knows what they do?
I did have like fresh off the grill like hamburger and fries. Like the fries were like scalding hot and the burger was like super hot. That's like the best like kind of McDonald's.
Oh yeah,
it's piping hot where you can't eat it.
Yeah, like
I basically had the same thing. I got like the quarter pounder with the Shamrock Shake. Oh my God, delicious.
I got that's what I got was a quarter pounder with cheese.
I don't like when people like fuck on McDonald's, like they just shit on it the whole time. Yeah, like you're not better than McDonald's. I don't know. It makes me.
I just don't like their fries.
What, really?
What?
Nah, I don't.
Wait, what are your favorite fries?
Who about to fight?
What are my favorite fries?
If he says Wendy's.
Popeyes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Whole chat goes silent. You know I'm right.
Well, like Popeyes fries are good, but I would never put them like near the top. I don't think. Like they're fine.
I remember them fondly as a kid, but that was because like I like my fries super salty, and they met that like criteria. But now they're just like fucking. Now that I had Popeyes fries, I'm like, I don't know, McDonald's.
You gotta step it up. I feel like, I mean, the best fries in the world are, I guess, Checkers to you guys, Rallies to me. Best fries.
I was gonna say, Connor, we're unanimous on. We've talked about this before. Checkers has the best fries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Checkers? I've never been to Checkers.
Dude, what?
Rallies, Checkers, Rallies.
We don't have Rallies. We have Checkers.
But you've never been?
No, I have one down the street though.
That's unacceptable.
It's right down the street. Go after this podcast.
Okay, here's what you need to do. You need to get a Baconzilla, which is delicious, and then you need trust me. Then you need to get the fries, and then you need to get a banana milkshake because their banana milkshakes are insane.
Checkers? I don't know, man. I don't feel like I'm welcomed at Checkers.
Why?
You'll be treated like family.
I don't know what the vibe is at Checkers. What's the dress code?
I don't know.
Drive through.
It's whatever you want. Go in your underwear. They don't care.
All right. I'll try it. I'll go right
It really
now.
depends. It really depends on the location because I've gone to Checkers where like the guy is like actually mean to me, and I've gone to one where like I had my dog in the car and they were like super nice to the dog. So it's like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Your mileage might vary.
Can I actually, speaking of dress code stuff, do you mind if I go off on like a quick thing real quick that I just thought was kind of interesting that I wanted to bring up?
Mhm.
So I recently went in for like just a job interview, and I was right by my favorite comic book shop. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll step in there, whatever. And it was fine there, but there's also a video game store next to it that I usually go to when I go to the comic book shop. And I went in there, and normally everyone in there is super nice. But today they were like being kind of weird with me and treating me like I didn't really know anything, or like, you know, they felt like they need to over explain, like mansplain everything to me. And I wondered,
the game splaining.
they're game splaining, exactly. And I was wondering if it was because I was like kind of dressed up. Like I had like, you know, a button up shirt and a tie, and I had dress pants on. And I'm wondering if there's like a look that you need to have to go into stores like that to not get treated like you don't know anything.
Like baggy sweatpants and like shirts with holes.
No, exactly.
Like,
it's like
look at this wannabe neck beard.
Exactly what it was. They're like, this guy doesn't know. He dresses too nice to know about video games. But it was like a whole different vibe. And I was like, I wonder if that's actually a thing. Like if you go into a video game store or a comic book shop, like you need to dress a certain way to get that kind of respect back to you, I guess.
I think I could agree with that. I've been on the receiving end of that, especially at comic book shops. I've walked in like post gym workout just because like I want to see what they got, and then the comic book store near me has really cool, like they have like this little glass case outside the store, and it has like really cool limited edition art that you can buy. And I like to see like what they have, like what new they have. And sometimes once I went after a workout, so I got this fucking tight shirt on, you know, show off my fucking biceps because it was arm day.
Hell yeah.
And I got like
Exactly.
I got running pants on, and I walk in, and they're just like looking at me all weird. Like I'm like, what? I can't fucking be healthy. I can't work out. I gotta like stay inside all day, read comic books. Like,
the problem is you were wearing those clothes, but they could tell that you worked out. I wear those clothes and I'm just fat and sweaty. And
they're like, brother.
I think it's I think it's kind of like unreasonable, because if I went to a gym and I was wearing like jeans, like I expect some weird looks and some weird treatment. But if I go to a comic book shop, like there's no dress code for that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's more of just like it's not an official dress code, but it's more like an understood thing that you kind of dress a certain way. Like you got like a graphic T-shirt with fucking Spider-Man on it or whatever, you know.
Yeah. What if you were like just coming off your job of like a office executive and that's how you dressed for work? Like Seabass was coming back from the gym, so like that's totally understandable.
Yeah,
you have to go home, change, and then come back.
Yeah.
I guess so. And maybe, you know, some of this could have been in my head. Like I was just like, oh, people are looking weird. But like it did, like because I bought a game, and it like when I was at the register, it felt like he wasn't really giving me the kind of respect that like I would normally get in there. Not even no, not that I deserve, but just like the general courtesy of being like, oh, this guy probably knows what he's talking about if he's in like a retro video game store, or at least he has some idea of what's going on. it was just kind of a weird, like I was like, maybe I do, if I ever have to, if I'm dressed up, like I just can't go in there. And it's funny too, because I think comic book shops, the reason that they're dying is because they're like one of the least inviting places in the world generally. Like the people that are in there are kind of, depending on where you go, most places I've been to, like the people are kind of rude and snobby, and they're like, oh, you don't know about this thing or blah blah blah. That's why I love the store that I go to now. If you're in the area, Local Heroes, it's awesome. But
there's plenty of reasons why comic books are dying, our stores are dying, and I think it's definitely like what you said, how it's just like, so it's sometimes it's not inviting, or sometimes it's just overwhelming to look at it. But I think that also a big thing is they always pick the most inconvenient motherfucking locations. Like the one I go to, I have to walk into a strip mall, go through the backside, like behind a bicycle shop, and then it's right there. And I'm like, you wondering why you didn't get any business? It's because nobody knows you're here.
yeah, no, that's true. And I know a lot of people too. Even you said that you do this more so than buying like the physical version, but you get like the e-reader version or like the Kindle, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I just go online and like I just read it there. But if I really like a series or like a comic book line, I'll buy it just to show my support. Because like, or if I like the artist, I'll buy it.
That's half the reason I buy comics now. It's because like it's like, you know, issue 287. I've missed all the other ones. I'm not gonna understand the story. I'm just like, oh, that art looks cool, and then I'll pick it up.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I just thought that was really funny. I've never been like, there's never been prejudice because I'm dressed up. Like that's never happened before. I thought that was really interesting.
That only happens at game stores, comic book stores, and Skid Row.
I think you're right. Oh man. All right. Well, speaking of I don't know, nothing, I guess, but I want to talk about the Grammys. So the Grammys just happened. It was an all online event. Did any of you guys watch the live stream at all, or did you just look at like who won?
I haven't seen either. I didn't know who won, and I haven't watched it at all.
Yeah, so I saved like half of the awards for right now because I wanted to be surprised. So like some of them I kind of know, but a lot of them I don't because I wanted to go through the list. So Chris, are you ready for me to?
I think I know one because I saw a video of Tiffany Haddish reacting to one. I'll save it. I'll save it for when we get there. Yeah, I'm cool to share. Just let me know.
All right, I'm gonna share right now. All right, how's that look?
That looks like I need to fix it.
All right. Well, while he does that, yeah. So the 2021 Grammy Awards, there's a bunch of people that were nominated. A lot of people were upset. There's a lot of controversy surrounding The Weeknd, how he wasn't nominated for anything, which I totally agree with. Especially when you look at some of the nominees that are on this list, you're like, really, they won or they were nominated, and The Weeknd wasn't. Some omissions in the rap category I found were pretty blatant. But overall it's the Grammys. There's there's going to be a lot of that. So I think now would probably be a good time to just go through and sort of react to everything that's on here. So yeah, for record of the year, it was Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. Everything else that's on, what do you guys think of that based on like what other songs were nominated for that category?
I didn't even know Beyonce had an album this year.
I didn't either.
I feel like Doja Cat was pretty popular.
Record of the year, I would say.
I'm surprised Post Malone's Circles was pretty popular.
Yeah, I actually would have thought of all of the songs on here, it would probably, like, I don't hate the Billie Eilish choice. I like Billie Eilish a lot. Doja Cat, that song is good. The Say So. Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa, great song. Circles, Post Malone, great song. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a tough decision though. I like all of those songs. I mean, I've never heard of the Beyonce songs, but I'm not I don't really listen to Beyonce like that. But like, I could see all of those winning. So
I don't. Maybe not. I like Rockstar, but I don't know if it deserves like Record of the Year nominee.
Yeah, I really like. I like Rockstar. I like that whole album, but it doesn't deserve Record of the Year. Yeah, I think either the Doja Cat one, Billie Eilish, or Post Malone. I think Savage was only really big on TikTok, right?
Yeah,
no.
I don't even think it's a
And
good
that's the
song, to be
Beyonce
honest.
remix, which is trash.
Oh yeah, interesting. I didn't even see that. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's fine, I guess. This one, I really don't like this choice at all. It's for album of the year. Folklore by Taylor Swift is the one that won.
Taylor Smith. Did you see that when like she got the award, they called her Taylor Smith?
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, or maybe she was talking. It was an interview afterwards or something. Called her Taylor Smith.
I remember there was one year. It was the year that Daft Punk won for Random Access Memories, and Taylor Swift was also nominated for Red. And the person announcing went like that when they were about to announce it, and everyone on Taylor Swift's team like freaked out before they said it, and then they were like Random Access Memories.
I remember that. I saw
That's
that
hilarious.
recently. Maybe it was on like when the Daft Punk news made its thing, and I remember seeing that. They like celebrated for like half a second. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, they all went like like that, and then I was like, "Bitch, you were not gonna win against Daft Punk." I like that album too. That's a great album, but come on. Taylor Swift has been a part of a lot of those. I mean, I remember she beat out To Pimp a Butterfly with 1989, which is an absolutely ridiculous choice. Because again, 1989, great album, but you know, To Pimp a Butterfly is like the best rap album of the past 20 years. So it seemed ridiculous that, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get into that again. Everything on here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I like. This album is great. Future Nostalgia is great. I'll be honest, I don't know any of these albums right here, like these top 5.
Don't either. I would choose Hollywood's Bleeding.
Yeah, I'm between Hollywood's Bleeding and Future Nostalgia, because Future Nostalgia is also a really, really good album.
Hollywood's Bleeding that came out a long time ago.
Yeah, I thought that was 2019.
I went to a Post Malone concert in October 2019, and he played songs from it.
And why is this on here?
Yeah, I don't know why that's on there.
Because there were other stuff that, like, I mean, Amine's Limbo isn't on here. What is it?
Ooh, that was good.
Juice WRLD's posthumous album isn't on here. Both of those are better than pretty much anything on here.
Isn't there like some rap categories?
Yeah,
that
there
might be
are.
in later.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably get to those. What is this? Song of the Year. How is that different from Record of the Year?
I don't know.
All right, well.
Well, Everything I Wanted didn't win this category. It's nominated but didn't win.
Yeah, it looks like I Can't Breathe. I don't know what that is.
I guess.
Wait, what one? I Can't Breathe by who the fuck is that?
I like how they like it says the box up there, and they listed all the rappers like names as if I know their names and not their stage names.
Lawrence Dobson. Yeah. I'm guessing Roderick Moore is maybe Roddy Ricch.
I would assume, but
yeah, the box. Yeah.
I think that would make sense. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of songs I didn't know came out. Or these all feel like maybe really old because you know, Hollywood's Bleeding isn't a new album anymore, so I don't know. All right, let's go down here. I by the way, I hate this category, Best New Artist, because none of these artists are like new.
I think it's
Doja
best
Cat's not new because
new hot artist.
Megan Thee Stallion's been around
new,
for a couple years, and she won.
Yeah, Megan's been around too. Doja Cat had Moo. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, this is a weird one. I mean, I think Megan Thee Stallion is probably the most popular in this list, but
yeah,
I don't know what constitutes new.
Phoebe Bridgers, she's been around for a while. I don't know. It just seems strange to me. This, I hate this. The best pop solo performance. There are so many, like, first of all, this is not a good song. It's catchy, but Watermelon Sugar is not a good song. And that's the one that won. And then Yummy by Justin Bieber is like the worst shit I've ever heard.
Stop. That made me cringe.
It's performance, not song.
Oh, performance. Yeah.
Oh, performance. Okay.
So it's like the overall live performance.
I guess.
Can anyone make this good? I don't think they can. So yeah, Watermelon Sugar won. I mean, Harry Styles is a talented guy. Maybe he did do a good rendition of it or
Routine.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, best pop duo. Yeah, Rain on Me, Lady Gaga. I don't really have a problem with that.
I like that song.
All these other songs kind of suck.
Yeah, that looks like a clear winner to me.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't heard this one. I don't know the Taylor Swift and Bon Iver song. I haven't heard that, but best traditional pop vocal album. Okay, I don't know any of these people. Besides, I guess
I don't
Renee
know.
Zellweger for Judy, but yeah, James Taylor, sure.
Best pop? Hell yeah, I agree with that.
This one I'm okay with. Yeah, best pop vocal album. Definitely, Future Nostalgia is definitely the best one on this list, I think. Maybe like Lady Gaga as a close second. Even though I didn't love that album.
I like 10%. I never heard of those other songs though.
Yeah, same.
I've listened to 10%. It's pretty groovy.
Oh, I like this one, My High, the Disclosure and Amine song. That's a good one. Yeah, it just seems like not a lot of stuff came out, which makes sense. I mean, as a pandemic, but all right, we can skip that. Yeah, this is getting into like the shit no one cares about.
Yeah.
We're not even a fourth of the way through this list.
I don't recognize any of this, I don't think.
Yeah, it's sad that that's kind of like what rock is now. It's like Haim and Fiona Apple. I'm like, I don't know if that's rock, but all right.
You're a metalhead, Connor.
I am not at all. I like metal, but I don't follow any new stuff. I don't know. Would Tool qualify for this year? If Post Malone did, then I don't know. If they qualify and they weren't on here, then that's bullshit.
I bet you if there's some stipulation like about how Post Malone released his album so that he could be nominated for a Grammy, like that's probably why he released it at the time he did.
Oh yeah, maybe it's like, oh well, the vinyl came out in 2020 or whatever. So
yeah, like whatever, like small print.
it's interesting. I didn't even think about that. This one I am absolutely okay with.
Which one?
The best rock album. It's the new Abnormal by The Strokes. This album is fucking fantastic. And I'm actually surprised it wasn't nominated for Album of the Year.
I don't.
Yeah,
R&B. Ooh.
Yeah, Black Parade, Beyonce. Again, I haven't heard the song, and it's kind of everywhere.
Either.
Yeah, traditional. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, don't really know any of this. Heard this is good. Haven't listened to it. We're kind of getting into the obscure shit.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
okay,
best rap performance. Can you tell what categories we like?
yeah, exactly. I can't believe Savage won of everything in here.
It's out of best rap performance?
Best rap performance. Yeah, it's Savage that won. There's like Bop is in here. What's Poppin'? Dior, which I actually really like that song a lot.
It's about performance though, right? So like I assume performance is like live, like the choreography of like the whole thing.
I think the performance is just like a substitute for song. I don't know if it has to be a live performance or not.
I'd almost argue that, I mean, I haven't seen the performances, but there's like an actual choreography for Bop. And like he has dancers and stuff. At least in the music video and stuff.
That's true.
Would they take some little TikTok dance and perform it to Savage and win a fucking Grammy?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm a little salty about this one.
Yeah. Everything okay? Do you need to talk about it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Best melodic rap. This is the only one I haven't heard on here.
Lockdown. Yeah. I haven't heard it. I know Anderson .Paak. Like I like all his music, but I haven't heard Lockdown, to be honest.
Yeah. Of all of these, I'd probably give it to Highest in the Room.
It's his performance. But Travis Scott's always like amazing on stage, so I probably agree with that.
I'm gonna say for these, I'm just gonna say like songs in general. Like if they're doing performance, I just wanted to say like which song of this category I think would probably be the best for me, and it would probably be this one.
Isn't Highest in the Room also 2019?
It is.
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this is just best rap song, and this was Savage. Okay.
All right, I guess.
I didn't know Nas put out an album.
Oh, country. Here we go.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, country. I don't even listen to new country anymore.
I don't know any of these people. Like maybe her, but that's kind of it.
Eric Church isn't too bad.
All right, let's see what else. We're gonna scroll
down.
Just
skip all of it.
Jazz.
This jazz album. Are these even televised? Do they even do the...
I don't know.
All right, jazz.
Gospel Christian.
Gospel performance. All right, I'm gonna stop screen sharing. I think we've
go to comedy album. See if you can find that one.
Okay.
Ooh,
Latin, American roots,
reggae, global,
children's spoken comedy.
Tiffany Haddish won this one, and I saw a video. Oh, Bill Burr was up there too.
What?
For Paper Tiger?
All right, now I'm mad. I actually haven't listened to it.
She won over all. Oh my god! Every single. I haven't seen this one. All of these others right here are better than this.
I would pick Jim Gaffigan or Bill Burr.
I was thinking about this. I don't really find Seinfeld funny. I also don't find Jim Gaffigan that funny. He used to be funny to me, but
I love Jim Gaffigan. I thought this one was kind of a return to form, but this special is amazing. Paper Tiger is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
anyway.
And Oswald is also great, even though it's a little older. Again, I don't know how it's all of these are qualifying, but that's fun.
I don't know. Tiffany Haddish was like she was with like some kids, and she like found out she won the Grammy, and it was like kind of a nice. You should go look it up and listen to it sometime. It was like a nice little thing she said about like women of color, because women of color hasn't won this Grammy since Whoopi Goldberg 1986, I think she said.
Yeah, but it's like Goldberg is funny.
Whoa.
I don't find Tiffany Haddish that funny either.
I don't either. No, I'm happy for her though. I mean, that's really cool. I'm glad that she was able to win this award. I don't think it was very deserved based on the competition.
No, I'm glad she won. I think I don't think I've seen the Bill Burr one, so I think I would want to listen to that. But
you should definitely. It's really it's super funny.
She's definitely not the worst here, but not the best.
It's weird because this one I think came out the same year as the most recent Dave Chappelle one. And if that's the case and that's not on here, then that's fucking terrible. Because he should, his was above all of these.
Yeah. You look at the musical ones. Wow. This is theater album.
Yeah. It's all of these are so old. Like Little Shop of Horrors, Prince of Egypt. They just do the same thing over and over. Composing, arranging, package. All right, yeah, we're good. Am I good to stop sharing, Chris?
Yeah, that's the only other one I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Oh, I need to switch it. There we go.
Yeah. So I mean, typical year for the Grammys, I guess. They, I'm more excited to see what happens. I'm always more excited to see what happens with the Oscars because I feel like it's, even though it's still all bought, it feels a little more authentic to me.
None of them feel authentic in any sort to
me. I don't feel either.
No, more authentic, not authentic, more authentic.
Oh yeah.
None of them are authentic. I totally agree. I really enjoyed the past, I think it's like past 2 years of the Oscars that haven't had a host. because it's literally, it's just awards. That's all. Like some celebrity will come out, they'll be like, hey, here's the award for this fucking thing, and that's it. There's no Jimmy Kimmel doing stupid shit, interrupting the show every 20 minutes. Everything just flows so much better.
The only one I could argue is what you need the extra shit is like at the Grammys, you can have musical performances, because that makes sense.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I don't think any of these need a host anymore.
Oh yeah, host. No, you could even show like short films, or like not a short, like a full short film, but like an animated short or something at the Oscars too, if you wanted.
Yeah, for a lot of those, I think they could do that because, you know, like the animated short categories, short film categories, they're not any more than like 7 minutes, and that whole show is already like 3.5 hours long. So you cut some of the fat out of there where it's like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey going, whoa, then, you might be able to add, I love both of them. I'm not.
Yeah.
Amy Poehler is like one of the leading voices in comedy. She's amazing, but
Yeah.
I would much rather watch the films that are being, nominated than just sit through that shit again.
Yeah, they could even show trailers for, they probably already do this, but show trailers for new films.
Yeah, they do that a little bit.
They do?
And they always do.
Ever remember that.
Sometimes they'll show like new shit coming out, like, hey, next year in movies or something, and it'll be like a little section. They'll do the in memoriam again. Chadwick Boseman's gonna have a huge thing, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Last year people were clapping during the in memoriam for people. I'm like, that's not cool. You're not supposed to do that.
Oh yeah, it's like supposed to be a moment of silence.
Oh yeah, moment of silence. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Because Billie Eilish was singing yesterday, I think, and it was actually a really beautiful rendition of that song. And then people, like, when their favorite person who died came up, they were like, "Woo!"
Earned it. He earned that death.
I was like, no one's ever done that in the history of Oscars. That's super like disrespectful. But whatever. I need to watch. I was gonna actually, for this week, I wanted to talk about the Oscars, but I've seen none of the movies, so I wanted to like watch more of them before we kind of get into it and discuss everything.
I think the only one I've watched was Nomadland.
Yeah,
but we can discuss that later.
I'm definitely gonna watch that. And then Sound of Metal, I saw.
Sound of Metal is the one I need to see. You watch Nomadland, I'll watch Sound of Metal. We'll come together. We'll talk about them.
We'll discuss. Yeah. You said it was kind of medium, right? Nomadland, like it was just kind of okay.
It was like above average, I think. It wasn't like 10 out of 10.
Okay.
But it was pretty good.
Sound of Metal was up there for me. It was like an 8 out of 10 probably. It was really good.
I think I gave this like a 7 out of 10. It's definitely above average, but it's not like top of my list.
Gotcha. So you're telling me it's worse than WandaVision?
Close. I think WandaVision's a little better.
Okay, interesting.
Which is right. Yeah. I think it's pretty.
Make me want to watch it too much, but
yeah. Well, you remember yours is. I think you'll like it better than you liked WandaVision.
Yeah, that's fair.
They had a lot of like actual like nomad people like in the like filming of it. Like there's not like a lot of actors in it that are actually Hollywood. Yeah.
It's like Frances McDermott and then real homeless people, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, apparently she lived in a van through the whole filming of it too.
Oh, really?
Like she literally lived with them. Yeah.
I've always kind of wanted to do that.
Dude, I wish I could just like buy an RV and just like go somewhere, or a van or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be kind of sick.
Watch the movie. There's definitely some things that suck about it. It's not as glamorous. This movie does not paint it glamorously at all.
That's the one thing like I would need an RV for is like just bathroom stuff. Like I don't want to be pooping in a corner in my car.
I sent you that Snapchat. She fit her van up.
Yeah, I would poop outside before I poop in the van where I sleep.
It's not spoilers, so I'll tell you, but there's like a part where she uses the bathroom and the subtitles literally just said defecating.
I love that like they assume that the deaf people couldn't figure it out. Like they had to wait to see that before they're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Like you see your butt go on the toilet, like they could figure it out. You don't have to tell them.
Yeah. I love subtitles that are like overly descriptive. I think they're so funny.
That's their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you're deaf, I mean, you're not going to get that same experience. So you got to experience it through the words.
I wonder how deaf people do horror movies, because 99% of horror movies is just sound, like scary sounds. So I wonder if it, like, something jumps out, they don't react, but then below the screen it says like loud noise and they go, oh shit.
I don't think so, Connor. I think it's all about the visual scares for them.
They do like the musical notes in the subtitles, so you know it's a song that's playing.
Okay. Yeah,
There's, like,
those
little
are helpful,
cues.
because like it kind of,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I guess if you've never heard the song, then it still isn't very helpful.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't it'd be like sad song playing now or something. Sometimes they do that. They'll describe
do
like
that,
what
yeah.
kind of song it is, which
Yeah.
is cool. We had those at the theater I worked at, and they broke all the time. They were like, it was a cool idea. It was like glasses that you put on your face, and then you can see subtitles on the bottom of them. So as you're watching, it would be like wherever you look, you would still see subtitles for the movie. And it was really cool technology. They were just shitty and broke all the time.
It's the same reason I don't like seeing 3D films. Another pair of I wear glasses when I go to the movies because I can't see shit.
Yeah.
Another pair of glasses either means I have to wear 2 pairs of glasses, which is super uncomfortable, or I have to take my glasses that I'm using to watch the movie off so I can put another pair on.
No, I
always
totally
feel
agree with that.
No, the smudging is the worst too, because you get smudges on both, and then the whole
Yeah.
movie is just blurry, and I'm like, this is not worth it at all.
Yeah. I actively like do not go and see 3D movies.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Although apparently 3D movies have gotten way better, because it's not really 3D movies aren't about like, oh, you can touch it coming out of the screen. It's more like a depth of field thing. So you get more of a perspective of like where things are in the scene. And I'm like, that's actually pretty cool technology. I'm still not gonna fucking go. But,
Yeah.
but
I just had like $1 million idea, I think. What if you had like you could clip on like onto like right here, like you know what I mean, like an attachment on your pair of glasses, so
like
it
the
just
sunglasses
hangs.
old people wear, like you just
Yes, like that, but for 3D movies.
It's a great idea.
I'm gonna go patent this before this airs.
We're canceling the podcast. We're going all in on this.
I think the reason why they don't do shit like that though is because of the cost. You have to buy plastic instead of paper, and then also it's disposable, so you can't reuse them. And it's such a niche crowd. Well, it's not a niche crowd to us, but to them it's probably a niche crowd.
Don't they hand out 3D glasses with every movie ticket for a 3D movie?
Yeah, and those are plastic.
Oh,
if
true.
you just got in good with the movie theater, you could just sell them to them. I'm saying way too much for this to air.
No, well, it would be like, because the 3D glasses are free with the ticket, but with these, it would be like you go to the front and you buy them for $5, and then you can, reuse them. You can like come back and use still the same ones, and the ticket will be a little cheaper. But the thing is that everybody's gonna lose them, so you're gonna have to like keep buying them anyway. So it makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
Well, people throw away their glasses anyways after the movie's done.
Yeah, exactly.
They throw away their real glasses.
Yeah, that too.
Now you could just sell them on Amazon, I guess, because then you like if people are getting glasses anyway from the movie theater,
Yeah, BYOG.
I guess it would also be beneficial to sell them in the movie theater because that's where people are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. We have some great ideas for when they reopen. I'm very excited. Got to pitch all this shit.
I gotta save my AMC stock somehow.
It's not doing as well as GameStop.
No, I'm kidding. I don't have any of those.
AMC was shooting up for a while, but I don't really know what happened to it after that. It was at like maybe $20 from like the $2 it was at before. But what was I already forgot what was the second thing we were gonna talk about?
Scorsese and Marvel.
Oh yeah. So this is kind of an old story. But it was something that Chris and I were talking about before, and I thought it would be just an interesting thing to bring up on the podcast. And some people might not know about it, but basically there are a bunch of older directors, very seasoned directors, well respected, but older and maybe not as hip with current movie trends or whatever. I'm giving away my opinion too early, but
It's Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, and Steven Spielberg.
yeah,
The
so
big ones.
The three of them, to varying degrees, have all sort of distanced themselves from the Marvel movies. Some saying that they're not real cinema. Most of this is coming from Martin Scorsese, but like he calls them theme park rides, amusement park rides, instead of actual films. He and some of his points I agree with. He's talking about how a lot of the indie movies, a lot of smaller films, there's just no room for them anymore because the summer blockbuster superhero films or whatever it is, whatever AAA movies coming out takes up the entire theater. So like your independent film gets like the shitty theater all the way in the back, and there's literally and figuratively no room for these independent filmmakers to have a voice. And I can understand his frustration with that, but I don't necessarily agree with his statements about the Marvel movies in general. But I'm curious, like, what do you guys think about that? I know we're all probably relatively, big fans of the MCU. We like it at the very least. So do you agree with him, or what do you think?
I think not really. I mean, I think like I'm gonna talk strictly about pushing the indie movies out real quick for a second. I mean, indie movies can be streamed. I mean, there's infinite amount of theater space on Amazon Prime Video or Hulu or whatever, I don't know. I guess it's up to you to kind of find those movies. I don't know. But I do understand that they make more money in the theaters. But all movies are designed to make money, and they're kind of in competition with each other. And like Disney is like making the Marvel movies to make as much money as possible. And they've clearly found the formula to do it.
I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. and you bring up an interesting point because, it's not our job to make sure that those movies do well. The good stuff floats to the top. If you have an interesting idea or something creative, generally speaking, it will do well. I mean, Parasite is the perfect example of that. It should never have done well outside of South Korea. Like but it has Western sensibilities and it tells an amazing story. So people are going to, find it and go see it. And then it won Best Picture. So I think there's some validity to what he's saying. I mean, having worked in a movie theater, whenever those Avengers or any sort of superhero movie comes out, it takes up like 8 of the 9 theaters. Like that's literally the only showings that we would have in that theater were those movies. So it does make it harder in that sense. But I think the digital storefront, which you brought up, is interesting too, because you can find those movies. But Seabass, what do you think about all this?
Well, I mostly agree with you guys, but like, I guess in his defense, he is talking about like the art behind it, where it's like in his eyes, cinema is like a way to express like yourself and your ideas and like put it on a screen for like to share with people. So in that sense, he's just trying to defend that aspect. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, no matter how creative you are, at the end of the day, you have to pitch it to like a big producer or a big studio for them to do it, and they're not going to look at it as like, this is going to change the world. It's like the most artistic shit I've ever seen. They're going to be like, hey, this is an interesting idea. We agree with your vision, and we think it will make us a lot of money. All they care about is the money in the end. That's what Marvel movies bring to the table, is that they are an amusement park ride, but they're also movies. And the reason why people love them is because they feel like an amusement park ride. And they have good stories to back it up, and it's always going to be a good time, even if it's a shitty Marvel movie. And it's always going to make money because of its namesake and how they started it out, and like their big, like, their big hop on Thomas the Tank Engine Iron Man. Like that did well. It was a good movie by itself, and that just launched their franchise. If that didn't do good, then Marvel probably wouldn't be as big as it is today.
I feel like they can't really say stuff about the money when I know for a fact, at least Francis Ford Coppola, like several of them took on movies just to make enough money to do this other production that they had planned.
Oh yeah,
so
no,
they can't
sure.
really say that, and Disney's all about the money. We know that. Like Marvel makes a ton. They cater and market to make that money. These directors did the same thing.
Yeah, they have to. They
You
have to
didn't
sell
make.
out.
You just didn't make a fucking
Yeah.
Marvel level movie.
Yeah.
Well, some of them did, but
yeah. I mean, Spielberg is really the only one in that group that I could say has sort of blurred the line between indie film sensibilities and AAA blockbuster events that, you know, happen during the summer. I think he's really sort of mastered that. I mean, you look at any movie from his back catalog, and it's insane how much money those movies make, but they also tell very human stories. And I think Scorsese's problem is that to me, it almost feels like he watched Captain Marvel, and that's what he thought all Marvel movies were like. He's like, God, this is soulless, and you know, it feels like a corporate shell of a movie. There's no ideas, like there's barely a story. And for a lot, and I would never deny that a lot of Marvel properties are like that. There's a lot of MCU movies that are like, we're gonna make a quick buck off of this. We know that people like it when we say the name Black Widow, and we're gonna put her in this movie. Yeah, it's the people that clap in movie theaters, the people I fucking hate. But I don't know. I think on the other side of that, there's also a ton of Marvel movies with a lot of heart and a lot of emotion. You look at anything like Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Far From Home. Like, you know, if you really look at Guardians of the Galaxy 1, for sure, holy shit, that movie's a roller coaster. Like really
a roller coaster in a theme park.
A roller coaster.
Point proven. Knew it all along. You can't
But
deny
they're all CGI shit shows. It's as long, and I'm fine with that. As long, and maybe that's his biggest problem, but as long as there's a heart to it, as long as there's a good story that can be emotionally resonant, then I'm totally fine with that. And part of me thinks that he does kind of have a point where a lot of these directors probably won't get the projects that they want because they're like, well, what about the superhero shit? Like, everybody loves that. But the other part of me is like, you're old and your sensibilities, not that that's a bad thing. You can be old. That's fine. I don't hate old people, but their sensibilities for what makes a movie can be very different, because in their day, you put the movie out, everybody saw it in theaters. If you didn't see it in theaters, you didn't get to see it again ever, or it took fucking years for it to come out on some sort of portable platform that you could take home. So the movie theaters were a much more important experience. So they're like, oh, look at these shitty Marvel movies taking up, and they come out 2 weeks later on DVD, you know, whatever. So I can get that, but at the same time, you need to embrace that to a certain extent. And Scorsese is kind of a hypocrite because he put Irishman on Netflix.
Yeah. I think part of the problem is they just don't like them. Like, I can understand like a lot of the story stuff in Marvel is surface level. Like you said, there were a couple you said that that aren't as so much. There are like CGI shit shows, like you said. You know, there's a lot of problems with them, but that's what they don't like about them. It's still a movie, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like, there's still a score and a soundtrack and production and actors and, you know, film that goes into it and story writing, all that stuff. It's a fucking movie. To say it's not is kind of ridiculous to me. You can just hate all those parts about it, but it's still a movie.
It's the same argument as book readers, you know? It's like, oh, you read comic books? Those aren't real books. Those are just pictures. It's like, I guess that's your opinion, but it's still a book. It's just a different
sold in
type
bookstores, aren't they? Yeah.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. It's just because I don't have like a compelling story and I have pictures doesn't mean that this isn't a book. Like, sorry, I sell my story in the span of 18 comic books while you tell your story in one book. But like, it's like the same thing. It's just a different version of something else, and you just gotta accept that.
Yeah, I think they think the world is this perfectly carved place for them where everything that goes through their eyes has to be exactly for them. And that's just not how it is. There's so much shit out there that is amazing. There's like the best French silent film in the world somewhere out there. I'll never see it because I don't care. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't exist or that it isn't art. That's I think the biggest takeaway from this is that everybody, you know, he's entitled to his opinion. And that's fine. He's clearly earned it, you know, with his years and years of all of them incredible films. But I don't know, to shit on something because you don't understand it seems a little bit strange to me.
Okay. Yeah, I think that topic's beaten to the ground.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything new that anyone else hasn't said, but I don't know. It can be disappointing to hear from people who you really respect in the industry, especially Steven Spielberg, like him of all people, especially after he put out like that shit like Ready Player One, which is fucking garbage. And I'm like, you're the one who's gonna complain about the Marvel movies? You just made this trash ass film. I don't know.
Yeah, I get why they're trying to like gatekeep it, but don't.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
The Untouchables is a really good French film, by the way.
Oh yeah, is that
That's the
a
one.
silent film?
Oh, did you say silent film?
I said silent French
Oh,
film.
it's not. No, it's not a silent film.
No, French films are fine. I don't particularly love silent film unless it's like Buster Keaton, but I love the General. Oh, that's my shit. But yeah, I think, well, speaking, I guess we can kind of take the transition here. Speaking of movies that are coming more to streaming services instead of theaters, all that good stuff. They just announced from Disney Plus that they're going to be putting a lot of non-canon Star Wars films and TV shows onto Disney Plus, which includes, I think it's the Ewok series and then the Star Wars Ewok films, which I've never seen, but are basically in the same vein as the holiday special. Like that same level of quality. And then also the holiday special is going to be coming to Disney Plus. And then one of my favorite things in the world, which Chris and I just talked about a couple episodes back, but 2D Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, which is like the best Star Wars thing ever, and I'm so excited to watch it again.
We can legally go tell them where to watch it now.
Yeah, watch it on Disney Plus. Don't stream it on YouTube or whatever. The most exciting thing about this for me is not only that they're going to put it on there, they might put it on there in some kind of HD remaster. Like they might try and do a 1080 redo of some of the animations, whatever. But also the idea that if people like this enough, because Disney can see the analytics for how many people watch it. If people like it enough, then that means maybe Tartakovsky would get another run at a different era in Star Wars, doing a similar show to that, which would be fucking awesome. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Or they just.
Do you want it as
what?
Do you want it as a show or a movie?
I don't care. More of that style. I want anything.
Oh my god. Well, I don't think they'd give him Star Wars again though. As much as it pains me to say, I feel like they're gonna they'll see that and they're like, "Oh, this guy's good. So let's stick him on like Princess Battle Royale or something."
Yeah, I'm not gonna make the assumption that Disney has any idea what they're doing with Star Wars.
Yeah,
they could throw some other, overworked, underpaid animator on that project. Give us animated. Give us Star Wars in that style.
Well, it's interesting because they are coming out with a Star Wars anime, but there are no details about it at all. All they said was that it's called, I don't even remember what it's called, but it
Star Wars. That's what it's called, right?
Yep, that's it.
Nice.
Thank you. I forgot. But I'm wondering if Jesus Christ. I'm wondering if maybe that could be another Tartakovsky thing, and they're just testing the waters with 2D Clone Wars. Like, oh, how much? Even though it's not canon, how much do people like this? And then maybe we can make a new one. Who knows? Who knows?
I'd be personally happy if they did do that. Also, I don't know why they're acting like this is the first non-canon Star Wars they put on Disney Plus when they have episodes 7 through 9.
Oh shit. Dude, give it like 2 years, that shit's gonna be gone.
They've already had discussions about it, right?
They have.
Yeah,
They've talked about
the
Mandalorian moving into that era, like the show maybe doing a time jump into that era, and that would become the new sequel trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which fucking fine. I don't care.
Yep.
Well, I was just thinking, like, these movies came out like over the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, like, and you're already talking about not making it canon. Oof, yikes.
Yeah. They know they fucked up. I mean, I'm not going to say to their credit, but to their basic human intelligence, they can understand that they fucked up with these movies. And I still, I like Seven. I think Seven is a fun.
Yeah. Seven
film.
was a solid movie.
Yeah. And it was a great stepping stone for better things. It's just, unfortunately, the stairs cracked and broke and everyone died.
Yeah. No survivors.
And that's what we got with the 8 and 9. But the idea of them bringing in this non-canon stuff, the idea too of LucasArts games coming back. Maybe they can remake all the old non-canon Star Wars games. Like, it's exciting stuff. I for the first time in years, I feel semi-confident about the future of Star Wars. Which
and and what?
I was gonna say it's a bold statement. I probably shouldn't have said out loud. What were you saying?
Yeah, you just jinxed it. Well, if the future is bleak, then you can always look back, play some of the old games, watch some of the old stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And showing new people, like showing you 2D Clone Wars, and then you coming to me and being like, dude, holy shit, that was fucking awesome. Like, that feels so good, exposing people to that side of Star Wars that they might not have seen before, because that's like some of the best shit out there.
I just need to just watch episode 9 and come back and be like, dude, that was such fucking garbage.
I forgot you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. It's not like I'm racing to the, Disney Plus to watch it.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
You can keep those 2 hours of your life.
I'll say, unlike Last Jedi, I think Rise of Skywalker has parts that are good, like tiny parts, but parts where you're like, oh, that's a cool idea, or oh, I see what they were going for with that scene or that moment, that character moment. But I mean, it's pretty bad.
My favorite scene in that movie was when Adam Driver fought the Knights of Ren.
Oh, with like his little like shrug or whatever. We won't get too spoilery, but
yeah, well, it was just like it was like just that scene was a really good way to wrap up his character arc, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely. There were, and they didn't lead up to it very well, but that scene was pretty cathartic.
I want to talk about it, but
yeah, we can talk about it after. The I also really like the scene, Seabass, I think you know what I'm talking about, but when Kylo Ren and Rey fight each other in an interesting way. Like,
in an interesting way. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
They're on the ship, but it's like,
yeah.
That I thought was really, really cool. Really well shot.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was here for that.
How they shot it was really cool too. Like how they transitioned it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was on board for it. We'll go back to stuff that you've seen, Chris. Sorry about that.
Well, speaking of stuff I've seen, do you want to go into recommendations?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
We don't really. I don't think Seabass was prepared with a mystery topic, were you?
No. I mean, I could make something up like off the bat if you want me to.
Well, we're kind of at time, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we skipped over it last week too. If you want to.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll opt to skip because my topic would have been garbage anyway.
We had tons of mystery topics this week. I'm fine with what we have.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about Lola Bunny or something.
I'll put it in the top. I'll make one of these topics up as a mystery topic. We'll say the all that stuff in the beginning was Seabass's mystery topic.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Chris, do you want to give your recommendation first?
Yeah, so I watched actually I think it was last night I watched Rocket Man, which is an amazing movie. It's on Hulu and I would definitely recommend it.
Rocket Man is fucking great, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about it, but it just says it's a really good movie. It shows like a lot of like it really shows. Sorry, COVID. Just got a little COVID in my throat. It shows Elton John's character like it really does a really good job of showing like all his emotions and stuff. And of course, it's the whole soundtrack is Elton John songs.
Yeah, and the covers are really like Taron Egerton does a great job as playing Elton John and then singing Elton John songs.
Yeah, sometimes I had to like was that ADR?
Yeah. The surreal moments in that movie I think are my favorite. Like all the weird shit, like when he's about to die and he goes into the pool and there's a young version of himself playing the piano. And then when he's getting his stomach pumped, but all the doctors are like dancing and doing that whole thing.
Yeah, a little spoilery.
So good.
Yeah, the choreography in this movie, that was one thing I wanted to bring up. Fucking amazing.
Yeah. This
like
movie
even
is super underrated.
Yeah. It's just all the scenes, and I don't know, just having like I don't know, something about having like a bunch of people dancing like the same in sync together is kind of wild to me.
And I loved how it like all told the story, you know, and it's like this is what he like felt like. Like this whole musical number is like the feeling of that moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to put it. I saw a review. Someone said it's not a biography, it's a memory, and I was like, that's exactly how.
That's a good way.
It's like it's his. There's great scenes where like maybe his dad wasn't a piece of shit, but from his view, you see it that way. Like it's how he felt, not what actually happened. And they, you know, with the surreal elements like him flying on the keyboard, it's like that's how I felt. It's not what actually happened, which I thought was such a neat way to do a
100%. Check it out on Hulu.
Check it out. Seabass, do you have a recommendation for this week?
A recommendation? Man, I don't have anything like to write home about. I mean, I don't know. I could recommend an anime, but what I can for sure recommend something for you. Not for you guys, because you guys already seen it, but it's for everybody listening. Is fucking Man Seeking Woman, and Connor knows what I'm talking about. That shit is so fucking good. I rewatched it 3 times. I rewatched it again last week, and I keep telling people, like people I work with, people on the fucking street, the hobo, that I let them borrow my phone for 2 hours just to watch a couple episodes.
Wait, really?
No, that never happened. It's just so good, and people are like, when people watch it, they watch it brainless, and they're like, oh, I don't see what's like funny about it. I'm like, dude, you gotta absorb what they're like, all the fucking metaphors they're like giving you, and all the like visualization. Like you gotta like, it's just, I don't know, it just hits home. That whole series hits home with me.
It's a show you either love it or you hate it, I think.
Yeah.
I've shown it to people who've absolutely like exactly your thing. Like, I don't get it. This is stupid. But like if you get it, you love it.
You get it. It's awesome. It's and I like, and then it's just when I try to explain it to them, they're just lost, and I'm like, how do you, whatever, man.
Yeah, I like it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I guess for mine, I didn't have anything in particular, but I've been watching a lot of an old YouTube channel that I still love. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Zero Punctuation, and he reviews games. And that's pretty much it. It's like a stop motion thing where it's all cartoons, but it's him just describing. I mean, he's pretty critical. Like, I don't think he's liked a video game ever, but it's always like the nitpicky shit, and he kind of gets into it a lot. And he's just insanely clever, the guy who does the VO for it. So yeah, Zero Punctuation. Check it out if you haven't heard of it.
Cool.
All right, and I think that brings us to a close here. Thanks so much for watching on our special St. Patrick's Day. We didn't talk about anything St. Patrick's Day related, but I did that accent at the beginning. You guys remember that? That was great.
That's kind of how I saw. Like that's kind of how Irish or St. Patrick's Day is celebrated.
But yeah, thanks again, guys. We really appreciate it. Seabass, thank you for being on again. We really appreciate that as well. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. It's going to be over here on the side. We have all the, like, it's like at Split Screen Med or something.
Over here.
Yep.
It's still this.
Oh, did I do it the wrong way? Is it this way?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's somewhere around here. Fuck it. Who cares? No, honestly, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.